What do you know about the Etruscan Empire? If you're of European descent, your history is connected to them. The Etruscan languages are indigenous to Italy, and their alphabets are Pelagic, which is Phoenician. The status quo taught us that the Phoenicians came from the Orient, but language, mythology, alphabets, archaeology, and much more indicate that this is not the case. The ancient Italian languages are not Indo-European, and there is no archaeological evidence of mass migration into Italy from the north or east at the end of the second or beginning of the first millennia BC. Urnfield culture spreads from the south to the north in Italy, which indicates it is of Italian origin, and the Celtic, Germanic, Gallic, Nordic use of it is a result of them being an ancient diaspora from Italy, not from Scythia, even though the status quo claims Scythians were descended from the Pelagians. The status quo claimed the Etrusco-Phoenicians were from the Orient, and that they were remnants of those who fled the Trojan War, with even the Julian stock of the Caesar family being descended from Iulus, the son of Ennius, the Trojan War hero, who is the demigod son of Venus, a product of her affair with a mortal. Caesar is an exclusively Etruscan name, and Etruscan is not an Indo-European language, meaning it has no affinity with Greek or any other language from the Orient. The Etrusco-Phoenician and Roman languages have great affinity to the Celtic languages, and for those interested in what Caesar looked like, if his own family's phenotype can be relied upon, he was Celto-Germanic in appearance, or, in other words, blonde hair and blue eyes, which is what Celts are named after. Chalef, Calta, or Celta meant yellow or saffron-colored in Phoenician according to Ailet Samis, and while he was ridiculed for connecting the Phoenicians to the Welsh, I'll demonstrate he was right. Calling someone Celtic would be akin to calling him blonde. It's not a race. There are many examples in European families where full-blooded siblings have different features, such as dark brown hair with brown eyes contrasted with blonde hair and blue eyes. This is especially common among Italians and Irish. The Tusculan portrait is the only bust of Gaius Julius Caesar still in existence that was made of him while he was alive, unless others should turn up through archaeological endeavors. Everything depicting Julius Caesar, other than that bust, is an imagination of the artist. And how would I know the phenotype of Gaius Julius Caesar? It's my family, and on the cover of this book, you're looking at the patriarch of it who came to America. Domenico de Cesare was born in Sicily during the year 1871. His mother, my third great-grandmother, was a Conti, a bloodline from which 4 popes were produced. The Conti family was among the black nobles who derived their power from the papacy and shunned publicity. Italians have a history of dividing factions into white and black. The black aristocrats sided with the interests of the church because that's where their power was derived from. I suspect the culture vultures see terms like black and white nobility and confuse them with the American usage of those words regarding skin color, but this is not the case. The man I am descended from was blood related to the black nobility and had blonde hair and blue eyes. If the Conti family were black in terms of skin color, his Caesar genetics would not have survived the mix. They are clearly not Asiatic or sub-Saharan African. Puni, P-U-N-I, signifies purple in Etruscan, the same as it does in the Latin poni, P-O-E-N-I, and the Etruscans from Vetulonia were the first to trim their robes with Surian purple, according to the Roman senator, orator, and poet Silius Italicus. The influx of sub-Saharan Africans and Arabs to the Mediterranean doesn't occur till much later, circa the 7th century AD. The megalithic masonry that most researchers call polygonal, or that the Greeks called Cyclopean, is Pelagian, another name for the Turanians. See the region of the Turanian Sea for reference. The Greeks also called the Etruscans Tersanians or Tersanian pirates, and even allegorized them as Thalassocrats, lords of the sea, and Telquines. According to the people in Mexico, those who built their megalithic temples were described in accordance with the Central European phenotype, which likely became the Northern European phenotype as the advancement of civilization enabled them to survive in harsh climates. One of the most impressive temple sites in Mexico is Monte Alban, which is essentially the same name as Mount Alba in Italy, where the Caesars are allegedly from, as well as an ancient name for Britain, Albion, which originates from Phoenician words that signify high rocks and white, because that's what they saw from sea when they landed in southwest Britain.